I have the privilege of just sharing a short little communion message with you this morning. Quick question for you. How many of you here are from the Southern Maryland area? You just raise your hands. All right. Now, how many of you are not from Southern Maryland? I bring this up because I want to demonstrate a quick point. I myself am not from Southern Maryland. I arrived here in Maryland in 2002 after serving 5 years in the Marine Corps. And like many of you, the majority of us here, we arrive here and we're separated from our family connections that we've had for generations. We grew up and we lived in a certain place for most of us. Some of us were military brats and kind of got moved around a little bit. But when you get planted somewhere and you don't have those connections, it can be a struggle. It can just be a struggle sometimes. And for me, I find that I really, really miss. I've got a large extended family, so I really miss those connections. Having a mom and dad to go to, having a grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle, cousins. You know, when your baby gets sick and you still got to go to work, you're like, oh man, who do I call now? So I want to read something to you. It's out of 1 Corinthians. It's chapter 12. It says, "For just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ. For in one Spirit we are all baptized into one body, Jews or Greeks, slaves or free, and we're all made to drink of one Spirit. For the body does not consist of one member, but of many. If the foot should say, 'Because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body,' that would not make it any less a part of the body. And if the ear should say, 'Because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body,' that would not make it any less a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would be the sense of hearing? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell? But as it is, God arranged the members in the body, each one of them as he chose. If all were a single member, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, yet one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, 'I have no need of you,' nor again the head to the feet, 'I have no need of you.' On the contrary, the parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable, and on those parts of the body that we think less honorable, we bestow the greatest honor, and our unpresentable parts are treated with greater modesty, which our more presentable parts do not require. But God has so composed the body, giving greater honor to the part that lacked it, that there may be no division in the body, but that the members may have the same care for one another. If one member suffers, all suffer together. If one member is honored, all rejoice together." I share that with you this morning because I've been here in this congregation now since 2006, going on 14 years now. And sometimes you just don't appreciate what you have. And my wife, Michelle, and I have developed some amazing, beautiful relationships here at our Father's house over 14 years. And this morning, I just want to share a short testimony to just demonstrate to you, if you're not plugged in, if you're not connected, if you're not part of a body of people who worship and love on one another, I encourage you in 2020 to do that. This past Thanksgiving, my wife lost her father the day before Thanksgiving. And it was probably the most difficult holiday season we've ever had. But we had a family. We had people here that loved us, cared for us, called us, reached out. And just yesterday, we had the opportunity, for a variety of reasons, we finally got to celebrate her father's life just yesterday. And I want to tell you something. There was people here, there was a sign-up genius that went out for food. Now we celebrated his life 3.5 hours away in Newport News. There was people that signed up for food. There was 10 beautiful souls that went down to Newport News, 3.5 hours away. And they served and they ministered and they loved on that family. They didn't have to do that. But it's because of what I just read. God places each one of us in a body of believers, that we can overcome all socioeconomic, all ethnic and racial backgrounds. It overcomes all of that, so that we can be in a place like that where we can love on one another. So I am so grateful to the Lord for the body that I have, for the family that I have here. So as we come this morning for communion, I would just encourage you again, if you're not connected, if you don't have a small group, if you don't find some place, it takes intentionality. These types of relationships aren't built overnight. They're not built in a week. They're not built in a month. But it takes intentionality on your part to pursue those relationships. So make 2020 about that. And let us celebrate what God has given us by placing us in this amazing body this morning as we come for the communion. We celebrate an open communion table here at our Father's house. All are welcome to come celebrate with us. The special offering this morning is for hope. The ushers will come. They'll release you row by row. Take the elements back to your seat. And then when we're all finished, we'll share together.
Was spoken